The death of Osama bin Laden is already having an impact on the economy.
The value of the dollar is on the rise. Markets overseas are seeing an increase, and oil prices have dropped. With more on that impact, we're joined now by stock market analyst David England. And David, just tell us first off your reaction to all this.
First of all, before I talk about the economics, one of the best things about this is two groups. Number one, hopefully this will bring some closure and some more healing to the victims from 9/11 and the Pennsylvania situation and the Pentagon. And then also, this is since 9/11, that was probably the second largest event we've ever had past Pearl Harbor for people to go in to serve our country. And we've lost many, many people for that. So with that being aside, before we start talking about money, when I talk about those things, and of course I tip of the hat to our military and the current administration for this action.
Absolutely.
Now talking about money. Last night I was preparing my weekly update that goes out to the followers that I have, and then we saw this headline. Went right to ABC News. By the way, George Stephanopoulos did a fantastic job in reporting it, did a very, very good job. Overnight, the futures, the U.S. futures, as far as the market, jumped up over 100 points.
Wow.
Since then, they're already starting to drop. Oil dropped immediately, $2 or $3. Now, what does this have to do with the economy of scale? Well, we need to talk about the futures, we need to talk about oil, but the biggest thing, the value of our U.S. dollar. While they're reporting that the dollar is bouncing back, the figures I was looking at this morning, there's not much bounce to it. And our economy, our markets, and also our oil trade in a direct relationship with the U.S. dollar. And preparing for this, I do have a chart for us to take a look at. And when you take a look at the dollar, since last June, the value of our U.S. dollar has dropped over 17%.
Wow.
That is huge. A 2 to 3% drop is something that's very, very difficult to deal with, but a 17% drop. The more that the dollar drops, the more that our market rallies. And also we take a look at when our dollar drops, since we're buying oil globally with US dollars, that means it takes more of our dollars. So the interesting thing will be, what does this actually do to our dollar? What does it do to oil? Personally, I think that the drop in oil, as far as the futures go, will be short-lived. Because not only will we have this situation, but this also opens the door for other situations. When we take a look at the price of oil, a large part of that action would be the terrorist events and these kinds of things to oil fields and oil lines and oil companies across the country. Well, that goes up now. I hate to say it, but it does. So this drop could be I hope that it's a larger drop. But when we take a look at how's this going to affect our economy, we must go take a look at a situation that oil and our dollar have rallied, and also silver have rallied due to one major event. And if we go take a look at whenever QE2 was hinted about, in last August 25th and 26th, and this isn't fact, or this is all fact, you can take a look at a chart. Last August 25th and 26th, the next couple days is when this rally started. That's when that's whenever silver took off, that's when oil took off. So a lot of this has to do with our obscene deficit spending as much as anything else. Yes, and a lot of times the speculators get blamed for this oil price. As a matter of fact, I probably said that a few times last week when I filled up at $3.95, but that's not the largest part of it. We get our deficit spending lined out, strengthen our dollars being sacrificed for many things. That means, Kevin and Emily, that's your dollars that you have, it takes more of those now to buy things. So we must do something to get the fall in our dollar stopped. And that's going to affect the price of oil in our market more than anything.
All right, and I hate to cut you off, David, but we are hitting another live shot with ABC News. But thank you so much for your insight, and we'll have all this posted at our website later this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much, David.